Good day everyone, welcome to Boho Bookworm and welcome to October's wrap up part 1. Those of you that watch my channel frequently will know that I was reading That Night by Gillian McAllister for an extortionate amount of time, and I did finally finish it and I loved it. It got 4 out of 5 stars from me. It's a novel about these 3 siblings on holiday in their villa in Italy, and one night one of them is out on this like late night drive to go buy some wine, and she ends up like crashing and hitting somebody on her drive and kills this person. She ends up phoning her siblings and going, "Help me, I need to cover this up right now." And so obviously, I mean, their family, they help her. It all kind of progresses. They bury the body, they cover everything up, and then it all comes to light that actually they've buried a cop and now this major investigation is underway. I mean, what an exciting premise. This policeman did have altercations with the siblings, so there is motive behind the murder as well, but the one that did do it is adamant that it was this accident, and they are trying their best to keep their cool and calm and collected together so that they can get away with it, basically. But like, obviously when you murder someone, your morals and everything are like, you're just guilt ridden and you don't know what to do. You think about like who this person's family was, who they were, and literally every second of fear that someone is going to find out what you've done. It was just such a fun and tension-packed book. It was full of red herrings, twists and turns. I could honestly like sense the paranoia in these characters, and it just came to life for me. It's the kind of book where it's like, you know it's not going to end well and you're just kind of waiting for it to implode. And as sadistic as it sounds, the fun part behind this book is kind of watching how it all implodes, how it all takes place. It's the kind of book where you're literally covering your eyes while you're reading it and you're like, oh my god, like, is this going to happen? Is it not going to happen? What's going to happen? I mean, it is a slow burn and it is longer than I think it needed to be, but that high level of tension just keeps you on your toes. I will say something though. Part of me, while reading this book, did think that parts were slightly unrealistic, and then while I was reading it, the Gabby Petito case happened, and obviously someone disposed of her body. Who knows if it was Brian, we don't know, but it made me realise that these things do actually happen, and it's not just fiction. Even though this book is fiction, I think a lot of people think that this is something that would be so unbelievable and unrealistic and not really happen, but things like this do happen. And it would, like, because I was reading this book about a family that covered up a murder, it just really hit home for me. It was a big wake-up call to the genre itself. Then I read Kiersten Modglin, and you know what, I really enjoyed her other book that I just read, The Arrangement, but this one, I only gave it a 2 out of 5 star. I do feel like I'm going to be in the minority here. I just didn't feel like there was anything fresh, new and exciting about this novel at all. I think it did pale in comparison to The Arrangement. There were no big shocking twists or red herrings. It's just nothing that I haven't seen before. It's basically just about this wimpy guy that is busy going through a separation. He moves in with another bloke who we quickly come to see is really out to kind of destroy this guy's life in very sly and pathetic ways. I mean, that premise alone sounds really basic, but I kept grasping onto branches throughout this novel, thinking, okay, this is where something's going to happen. There's going to be this like turning point, but it just never came. I just found all of the characters really stupid. I had no compassion or sympathy for any of them. They put themselves in these situations and then cried about it afterwards. It's not the kind of character I like to read about in a book. It was predictable, it was bland, with this happily ever after ending that is so unrealistic, so implausible. I didn't like it at all. Then I read For Your Own Good by Samantha, which I was so excited for, and I only gave it 2 out of 2.5 out of 5 stars. This is a book about this guy called Teddy who works at this like elite prestigious school, and they only boast the best and the brightest of students, and then one day he's like awarded Teacher of the Year award, and he's very proud of this achievement, and he says that his wife is too, but his wife hasn't been seen for a while. And then all the like, there's this murder that happens, and one of the students is like investigating him, and that's basically the premise of the story. Like, Teddy just wants to be left alone and help his students achieve their highest potential according to the premise. But when you go into the book, you realise that this guy is an evil fucker that just really wants to destroy everyone. He wants to make sure that his students do not get into any great school and basically just fail at life. He's basically just an asshole. He's got this warped mind, he's really arrogant, kind of like pathetic and living in La La Land. I thought that the book would focus around this one particular murder. However, what we got was a string of murders, and I just lost my way with it. It just kind of like all spiraled out of control. There were way too many characters that were all stuck up their own asses, and pages upon pages that swell with secrets and deceit and lies. In a way, yes, the tension was there, but I personally just found that there was nothing to anticipate. In my opinion, it was always going to go one way. The writing was good, I'll give it that. However, the author's debut, My Lovely Wife, remains my favourite. This one was really boring in my opinion. So that's the books I've finished so far throughout October. I have been reading, I'm about halfway through, of Kill Creek by Scott Thomas, which I'm thoroughly enjoying. I am starting to realise how much of a slow burn it is though. However, a few nights ago I literally had to sleep with my lights on because I was very creeped out. So there is that. I'm also currently reading My Heart is a Chainsaw, but I'm bored out of my mind with it. Nothing about it is exciting me at all. It's just another endless rambling horror novel, which is exactly why I don't like horror novels. Far too much information for my liking. I just need this neatly cut, perfectly to the point thriller novel with a couple of red herrings thrown in and this like slice of an exciting ending. That is the kind of book that fascinates me. However, there is still time, so let's see if my opinions change in the October wrap-up part 2 video, which is coming up. Have a lovely day everyone, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!